So yeah, some of you may know, I went to the Pennsylvania Pokemon Video Game Championship thing, and, there was a lot of people there. It was fun, but I had a few things I didn't like about it, but, I'll tell you pretty much about what happened that day. I woke up at 5:30 and got ready for my, 2-hour departure, and I made some adjustments. I found some items I needed, finished EV training and evolving and leveling up and stuff, and had some breakfast. I forgot what I ate. No, whatever, it doesn't matter. But when all was said and done, I got on the road at 6 o'clock, and we made a really good time and shaved off 20 minutes since we left so early, and we got an hour early. We ended up getting there at 7:30, and when we walked in, there was already a huge line of people. There was 40-year-old people talking about the Pokemon trading card game. It was just really pathetic, and I was scared, and there was a lot of weird, nerdy people there. But as we started making our way into the main room, Maryland was there. He was like a celebrity. It was ridiculous. And I talked to him for a little bit. He actually recognized my name somehow, I was impressed about. It was pretty cool. But there were little noobs all over him, so I didn't get to talk to him too much. But yeah, it's been a nice 30 seconds talking to him, and it was fun. So we waited in the main room for 30 more minutes, and then they finally let us in that main huge room, and it was really nice. There was a lot of blown up stuffed animals or the Pokemon, and there was people in Turtwig costumes, and the Turtwig was walking on 2 legs, and yeah, it was weird, but he had the wobble, the waddle. It was the most awesome waddle I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, and the Milotic staff, one of the girls was pretty cute. That was good. That was the highlight of my day. Not really. But we finally got registration, and the registration line was really, really long, and it took about 10 minutes to finally get to the front. So, when I go to registrate, I had some Japanese nickname guys, because I have Japanese Platinum, and I'm kind of fond of the Japanese nicknames on my Pokemon, so I ended up doing that for about 4 of the 6 of them, and they gave me a hard time about it, but I emailed Pokemon themselves, and they said it was fine, but I ended up printing out the email, which saved me, so I showed him, and the guy was dicking around with me. He's like, if you can pronounce them in Japanese, you can go in. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? And he's like, yeah, just go. So, that was good. The Gold Bat ticket was my wristband was my ticket in, but there ended up being 600 seniors there, 600 plus seniors, and only 128 were allowed in. So you can pretty much tell where that ended up going. It smelled like a mixture of ass and armpits. There was so many nerds in one place. One girl said it was worse than Comic-Con, and that's pretty damn bad. And an hour later, we went to the car. I had a drink with my dad, and we had a little bit of a snack. And then we went back and held around the screen, the TV screen, because that's where they were showing the numbers, who got it in and who didn't. And there was so many people. I had to wait for the second time around to see if my number popped up, because they started weaving out after they saw they didn't make it or they made it. But there was so many people there. And when I finally got to the front, I didn't see my number. The only number in the 40s, mine was 42. The only number in the 40s was 48. So yeah, there was so many people, and the numbers on the screen, everybody had a number and a Pokemon. It kept going. The numbers kept going, and there wasn't enough Pokemon to accommodate for the people. So after the 490, whatever Pokemon's, I don't really know the last Pokemon. They didn't show Arceus. I guess Shaman was the last one. But after that, it was just numbers with no Pokemon, up to 500. It was ridiculous. So 5-6 of the people got let down and didn't get to play, which is ridiculous. And then I ended up watching the first couple rounds, and I was just it was pathetic. People, they were terrible. Every person was using Fly. There was Signal Beam Frostlasses. There was a Togetic I saw. I just left after I saw a Togetic. I mean, if you can't, If you don't know a shiny stone evolves a Togetic into a Togekiss, then you're a moron and you shouldn't even go. So I walked away. I started talking to people. I was disgusted because after all was said and done, I watched most battles and I could have easily made it to the top 8. One guy could have beat me, and he ended up winning the whole tournament because he had a team that was shut down mine, but that was about it. I think I could have took everybody else. And I walked around, I was talking to some random people about everything, and they were upset too, but yeah. And then, finally, the top 16 rolled around, and that was on TV. And one person had a Flash Bong song, some 40-year-old lady with a Flash Bong song. It was just, people did an EV train, Gengars and Mamoswines were outspeeding Jolteons. I don't know how that works. It's idiots. Everyone, there was not much talent at that tournament. There was only 2 really good guys, and they ended up being in the finals. Yeah. The final battle was, like, really good, but, like, it was ruined by freeze hacks, just to add insult to injury to this tournament. But I did end up meeting Annie Carrots at the end. Like, I was behind her the whole, like, the last 4 matches we watched, she was recording them. I don't know if she's going to post them or not, but I was behind her the whole time. But I wasn't 100% sure if that was her, so I didn't say anything. But before I left, I tapped her on the shoulder and asked her if it was Annie Carrots, and it ended up being her, which was cool. So we talked for about, like, no time at all. And I was upset because I was looking for a girl with a turtle shirt all day. And I finally saw her at the end, and I wanted to talk to her more, but that didn't end up happening because I didn't notice her. And after the seniors was all done, the juniors were going to play, and I did not want to stick around for that because that would have been just terrible. It would have been pathetic because I was like listening to these kids talk all day, and I had like a headache after listening to them talk about, like, I don't know, just with their physical movesets on special sweepers, and yeah, it was just not fun to listen to. And Twist of Fate was there, didn't see him, which sucked. And after all was said and done, me and my dad went to Burger King, had something to eat. I got my Melodic before I left, which was pretty much the only thing I got. That was the consolation for the 400 odd people who didn't get in, which was nice, but if I got to compete, that would have been even nicer. So whatever. So yeah, I'll show you the Melodic now. Let me just stop my narration and get my DS real quick. So here's the Melodic. It's a Video Game Championship 09. Shiny, holding a Flame Orb. Pretty nice, I like it. Shiny Melodic's one of my favorite shinies, so that was nice that they ended up giving it away. Timid Nature could be better, but Timid can still work out. I'm gonna soft reset for the IVs. This is not gonna last. I'm just showing you. Yeah. No Hypnosis. I don't know. Maybe I'll make it like a Spec Sweeper or something. Or maybe I'll just like do nothing with it. Max Beauty. Ribbon. I think this is a classic ribbon. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, ID number, I don't know if that has anything to symbolize the Video Game Championships, but it's there. And this is my wristband. They had to cut it, because, like, so they made sure you didn't get any extra Milotics, but I asked for mine and she gave it to me. I don't know why I want it, because it's like a loser ticket, because I didn't get in. And I got a tattoo of Turtwig, because he's like my favorite now. And I played my narration back, and I just want to, like, correct myself. There was a lot of talent there, like, but the talent ended up not getting into the actual, like, tournament, because I was looking around, and I read war stories on Smoggin about people that went there last year, and they did really good, and they're really good players, and I noticed them, because they posted pictures, and that expert Ethan guy and his son and Blue Cookies were there, and there was a handful of people from Orlando last year, which was the final for the last year's tournament. There's a handful of them wearing those shirts and stuff, and I'm pretty sure that those people would have been in the finals if they got picked. There was 20 Smogginers that were there, and only 2 got picked, and those two people ended up being the finalists, so go figure. People talk a lot of crap about Smoggin, but there's a lot of talent on those boards, and it's a really nice thing. I've been hanging out a lot there. I don't know a lot of people, but it's really like a nice community and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty much my Saturday yesterday, and now I have to do homework all day today and stuff. So yeah, post a comment, tell me if you were there. Tell me if you liked it, and yeah, I think there's like a petition going around to accept more people in different age groups or some crap. So be sure to sign that. If you find the link, I'll throw it in the description. So yeah, see you later.